Hi, this is Scott Croft. We're here with the BoatUS Catastrophe Team in Great Kills Harbor, New York. It's the Thursday, the 7th, and we're here with the Catastrophe Team. Dave Wiggin, Bob Adrian, Beth Leonard. Folks, what have you seen here today? It's our first visit at a marina. Can you tell us a little about what went on here, Dave?
A lot of water, a lot of wind, and a lot of destruction. It's probably the worst I've seen in some 24 hurricanes that I've been involved with.
The destruction, the scope of the damage.
Well, in this marina, every single boat has been damaged. Probably, as David said, 80% of them are totally wrecked. And the difference between this storm and other storms, this is one marina. There are hundreds of marinas in New York and New Jersey that were equally devastated. So the difference between this storm and other storms come through in a narrow band. This storm was so wide and the destruction is so widespread that in our experience, we've never seen anything like it.
We're still here in Great Kills Harbor. Just want to show some of the damage at some of the marinas here. Yes, that's a sailboat underneath the sea ray someplace, a big one by the size of the mast. Bunch of docks, tangled messes. Another lift area with the boat inside, head boat sunk on her stern. You got a beautiful sport fish here. Again, she was pushed out from this direction here, came across, got caught up in the electric and the dock side, and then all these boats got pushed in. We're still in Staten Island, and on the other side of that sea ray over there is Great Kills Harbor, and all these boats from the marina across the harbor floated up down into this community here on the other side of Great Kills Harbor and ended up on the streets pretty much stuck. Challenge here of getting these boats safely out here. Power lines, utility crews working. We need to stay safe when we do this, and it takes a little time to keep it safe. So we're at Crescent Beach on Tennyson again at Great Kills Harbor, and these boats here have come across the water, the harbor, and ended up on this side. These boats were tied to the dock. It looks like they had some preparations made, doubled the lines, and the docks lifted right off their pilings. That's one of the concerns. Folks were saying boats who were tied to floating docks ended up better, and that's not true in necessarily every case. The pilings that were too short, they did not, and this is what happens.
We already had the crane people in here, and they're going to come in. We'll go very carefully. We're going to have to remove the towers, unfortunately, and we try to do this with not much damage. We're not adding any more damage. So we're going to gingerly pull one out on a low buoy, pull that one away, and then the next one. Just put a crane, just pick it straight up. The tricky part of that spot is the one with the electrical wires, but hopefully they'll still be dead. I mean, fortunately, but it'll be easier and safer for us if they're still not live.
Here's the entrance to Great Kills Harbor right there. And all these boats got pushed across the bay into the homes here. That's going to be a tough one to pull. We're hooking up the silver tin to get that out of here.
Across the back, and most of them have been reblocked and put up over there, and the marina's done an incredible effort to get the boats back, and now they're working through the pile from one end to the other, trying to pick up each boat and get it blocked.
All the sails, what a mess. At the Nelson Sailing Center. Scott Croft here again with Jack Hornor of the BoatUS Catastrophe Response Team. Jack, you said something very interesting to me a second ago. Can you explain that?
I mentioned that there's a story to be told in the area that I'm working here in New Jersey. The incredible job that all of the marinas, not just Marina Nelson's marina today, but the incredible job that all the marinas that have done in getting this thing from a week ago when I first got here, when most of this stuff was just a trash heap, to getting everything cleaned up and well on its way to at least being able to identify boats, identify the extent of damage, and getting things reblocked. Typically, when a storm comes through, boats are safer out of the water than they are in the water. And we know that when boats get damaged, if they're out of the water, usually the damage is less than if they're in the water, banging into pilings and things. Oddly enough, with this storm, a lot of the boats had already been hauled out of the water for winter storage. A lot of them were hauled out for special protection, just to get them out of the way, harm's way. But because we've had 8 to 11 foot elevated tides here, is what caused all this wreckage. And the majority of these boats were actually out of the water. Some of the boats that were actually in the water survived better than the boats that were out of the water.
That'll be a tough one to pull. Fuel pumps in the water. Lots of boats like that off in marshes as we were coming down.
Look how clean this was, huh?
Yep. Pretty remarkable boat.
I keyed you. Oh, I'm a nut.
Trim pump here on this side.
Yeah. Starters definitely right.
Starters, yeah. The water in that engine. So the engines are good.
God.
Starters on both are gimbal bearings.
Yeah.
Hot drive left come off.